The global markets are witnessing a huge sell-off across the board. If you look at the currency markets or the commodity markets, US futures are down, the pound is down significantly. You're also seeing crude futures trading much lower, even as polls are indicating Brexit is more likely to happen, so more votes tilting in favor of Britain leaving or UK leaving the EU. But what's the likely impact as far as the Indian markets are concerned? Let's talk to Ravil from Bloomberg News, who really tracks emerging markets closely. Ravil.
Morning. Now, we undoubtedly will be swept, with the markets globally, because there isn't a single market that's really up right now. The extent to how much we will lose through the day will depend on whether the RBI really intervenes to support the rupee, and if the insurance companies are asked to step in, to kind of put a floor. But there's no doubt. I mean, we will be swept up by the sell-off.
Okay. So what happens to this emerging market story in fund flows as far as India is concerned?
I mean, the first impact. I mean, you will see the first impact in two categories. I mean, essentially the drug makers and the software stocks, and both of them have their big chunks of their revenue, about 20% coming from the European bloc.
Right.
So you should see a sell-off. Sell-off in those counters might be more pronounced than the rest. As far as emerging markets go, if this damps demand for emerging market assets, then flows into India will be affected along with this particular asset class. And then what that means is we've got about $2.8 billion so far this year, which basically brought us very close to re-entering a bull market. We are the only market in $1 trillion plus category to have emerged, to have been closer to the bull market than any other market in that category.
Right.
So that process will essentially slow down.